Hey Collective, welcome to Copper Visions. My name's Antonio. Little side note before this video started, I was watching this woman from like 4 stories up in a building trying to talk to a man on the street level. And I found it to be really funny because they were not arguing, but they were definitely being so loud. I had to close the window so that you wouldn't hear it. And basically what's wanting to come in is that something is really trying to get your attention. There is just this means of communication that can feel like you have to shout or someone has to shout at you, but it's blaringly clear, I'm getting. So I did already say, I said a prayer before this reading. My intention is to bring clarity, bring honesty, and just give it to you straight, but with so much loving kindness that allows you to feel kind of held in this information that wants to be kind of loud, So if you're resonating with anything that I've said so far, welcome. I do feel like this is for a very small group of people, so it might not resonate, and that's okay. Not all my videos resonate with the majority of people who I feel like come across it anyway, so it's all good. I mean, you're a special one if you're here. And I'm not just saying that. Like, you really are. Like, all the vibes you're catching right now are hopefully, reflections of who you are in a fifth dimensional way. Like, if I didn't have a body and you could just communicate with my spirit right now, like I feel like I'm talking to someone who's very comfortable understanding, grasping energy in a very abstract way. So that's just the vibe here most of the time. So I want to see, okay, cloud, concealment, heavenliness, vision. That's the first card we pulled. And I do want to see what's up with that. So give me one moment. Sometimes I come into these readings with a clear spread in mind, and sometimes there's just cards that want to come out and kind of start the vibe. So thanks for your patience, thanks for your grace. I just really appreciate you being here too. Fluffy clouds float around the dreamer's head, aloft with imagination. Clouds are ephemeral fortune tellers that make dramatic entrances, spoiling plans or bringing prayed-for rains, but always auguring change in their metamorphosing shapes. Let me read that again. But always auguring change in their metamorphosing shapes. Vision isn't only what you see, but how you see. Okay. So clearly, yeah, I mean, and this lady's looking out her window, just like what I was talking about before about this conversation I was witnessing. And I don't see anyone on the outside of this, but I think maybe this is between you and spirit. Maybe spirit's kind of yelling at you a bit in a way, and you're kind of like, what? Like, why are you here? And spirit's like, I'm working on something for you. And you're like, what is it? And spirit's just like, just let me in. Just let me in the door. Like, I'm here for a reason, and so are you. But like, if you're not gonna open up, like, just, why are we doing this, So funny vibe. All right, I do apologize for the noise. Sometimes I feel like listening to cards in other readings or shuffling or stuff like that, it can be like really loud, so I just want to apologize in advance if that was like, or after, if that was too intense for your beautiful precious ears. And maybe someone's been listening to something like in their head, having their headphones in for too long, and I don't know, just be careful about that. For some reason that's wanting to come in. Because it's like, maybe it messes with your equilibrium. I don't know. But maybe. I'm not, I don't have the facts to back that up, but I'd be curious to actually know if that's true or not. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. 5 of Wands. was the first card that wanted to come out. This is kind of the core of the reading, and it just seems like, yeah, it seems like there's this difficulty in actually listening to what's right for you. Like, you're clear on a lot of things, but there might be one thing, and I'm getting that the name of that song, I Got 99 Problems. But it's like there's definitely one that's kind of taking, it's almost like the 99 things you have are not problems, and then there's one thing that's this huge problem that kind of like clashes against everything else. So it's kind of a vice versa thing. And maybe it's a vice. I don't know. Maybe it's a vice. 6 of Pentacles to kind of clarify the energy of the equal give and take. So maybe something's not really giving back to you what you are giving to it. But from the 5 to the 6, there's definitely this sense of moving forward. It's just kind of like in a cloud. Okay, I'm just going to kind of pull out the cards to see what else is going on. Okay, well, you've jumped over to the 8 now. The 8 of Pentacles, which is you... This is about a work thing. You giving time to something. I do want to see what this cloud energy, though, is on the Magician. Oh, okay. This has been coming up actually all morning, and I'm not that surprised it just came out. But I was having this conversation with a close friend of mine about how the Magician is very much giving do the damn thing energy. So if you're in a place where you're trying to explain or express your value to something that doesn't already acknowledge that you've put so much work in to just be here in the first place, this isn't to blame other people or to blame the circumstances, you know, that you might be in right now, but it's definitely a call to action to, well, to first pause, to reevaluate, maybe not making a big decision right now, but just acknowledging all of your resources and what you actually have. Maybe being grateful for what you have, but not underestimating what you have. I think that's the message that really wants to come through with the Magician right now. It's that you might feel a little empty-handed. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating, especially if you feel like you arrived somewhere new and you do all the things that you set out to do. You're actively participating in what you signed up for, yet feeling a little empty-handed is kind of like not it, you know? So yeah, and you didn't really know. I mean, you didn't really know. You kind of went into something without really knowing all the details, the moon. And I see 222 on the clock on my camera here. In so many ways, 222 stands out to me in partnership, though. And overall alignment, like you are exactly where you're meant to be, but you're like, why am I here? Why? And I think it's just trying to, there's the thing that's wanting to come through that's loud. And I just saw a bird, I think a bird's like making their nest right now, and it's a little starling. Those birds are really communicative. So there's, oh man, is this like a warning or something? And I see the ambulance right there. Help is on the way. Wow, interesting. Yeah, Spirit's like being loud about something. Oh boy. I mean, what else could that be right now? I want to know. The Hermit. I don't think you're supposed to take action right now, though. Like, you're just supposed to observe and see what comes in, because it's like something, maybe the headphone thing, the loudness that's going around this cloud situation. It's like you're being challenged right now to really see, like, use your lamp, use your wisdom, use your knowledge that you've gained so far to really see through this cloud, but not in a way that's like forceful. It's just a very reflective energy. And Ah, man, this is definitely a challenge. I'm actually feeling kind of invigorated by this challenge, though. I'm not gonna lie. And I just want to catch a couple vibes, and the light just went off too. Diving for light and power of attraction. Ooh, so there's this sensation of wanting to... Okay, hold on. There's definitely emotion, like a lot of emotions involved, because diving for light and the moon, it feels like those things want to clarify power of attraction. Like maybe this, yeah, I mean, I want to say maybe this person that you've just attracted into your life or that you're spending a lot of your time with right now, also is on this part of their journey with you, and maybe you weren't supposed to really come into contact until now. You should already know who I'm talking about. And if you don't, then don't try to make it fit. But I think a lot of the times, at least the energy that I experience, and I say a blue jay, so that could be significant, just landed on a post, on a wand, mind you. It looks like a wand. He's looking at me too. It's so weird. Processing. Buffering. There might be just a lot of buffering happening for you. It's like making you wait. It's just making you wait. But I was going to say, there's something very significant about you becoming partnered through this clouded time. But it's like, that's not the time that you would want to, sign up for something when you're like confused. And I'm not getting a confusing energy, but there's this energy of concealment. But if you remember seeing this first card, there's concealment, and then there's heavenliness and vision. So okay, let's keep moving forward. And flowers. Literally the color of the flowers in this card, if you can see, are just these little bottom ones. I mean, you don't have to see, but it's like the same color as this sweater. And literally the graphic I have on this sweater is a flower. Anyways. I'm a little dumbfounded right now. I'm a little dumbfounded with this energy. This energy is clearly, it's like I'm reaching in a cloud for things that I don't even know are there. But it's been a work in progress. So the gifts that you're using right now, the talents that you're using, are very, very crucial to your success. And if you're not even doing the thing that you normally do, like if you're not spending your time right now normally, I think there's something very positive about that. I know that will resonate. If you're still here, that definitely will resonate with you. So let yourself feel how out of routine maybe you're doing your routine though, and then like you just know that you're on the right path. But if you are someone who is not doing the thing that you normally are doing, which I'm getting, you're healing right now. You're healing. That's what you're doing. You're healing, and that's really, really, really powerful right now. If you can heal through confusion or concealment or the clouds, it means that your ability to surrender is incredibly powerful. You're very receptive. You're very open to things. You're open to miracles. So why are we having this reading, Spirit? Why are we having this reading if it just feels like we're in a cloud? Four of Swords. Rest, recovering, recuperation. But also you see this person that's coming to visit their friend, and I don't ever get that this person's dead. It's just they're healing from something, but they're actually, by allowing themselves to heal, and maybe this is a little bit connected, confirmation burp, to the last reading, is that you are helping someone heal more than you realize. But I think that they're actually healing really, really fast, and you actually have no idea how your presence is all that's needed. Your value is all that's like you knowing your value, standing in your truth, standing in your worth, standing in your strong sense of self-esteem is very, very powerful and healing. And I think that's what you're meant to be doing. You're meant to be healing the world right now. And so if you're normally in a job or in a thing, in a situation where you're not feeling these healing vibes, then maybe that's the decision that's going to come up. Maybe that's something that you're heavily debating. Am I going to continue with this thing or not? Because in Six of Swords, yeah, I think you're choosing to move from this. And please, collective, no, I do not take this position lightly. There's a lot of lightness I have in regard to showing up here and being consistent, but at the same time, it was really brought to my awareness yesterday how significant it is to be someone in a position that is leading, and so it really, really matters to me how I leave people feeling after these messages. And only a few times do I really know how I left people feeling, because not many people comment on my videos yet. But the ones that do, really, you have kept me going in ways that you don't even really understand. And it just brings me to this place of total surrender in the cloud, right? You doing your thing, just hanging out here, even if you don't, make any decisions that are super, super, super crazy, based off of this information that you get here. Just us hanging out is so special, It's so special. Because without technology, without all this stuff that seems kind of daunting, and, like AI tends to get really controversial, we still wouldn't be able to connect like this back in the day, But now the fact that we get to do stuff like this is crazy, right? So why not take advantage? Why not take advantage? And maybe that's just more fuel to the fire of you showing up in a more healing way for people that you don't even know, right? Like you just walking down the street and being in a receptive mode or a happy state can really change the direction of someone's day without you realizing. And I think that phrase, "without you realizing," is probably the most significant thing. And it's beautiful. I actually feel a nudge to allow myself to open up more and to feel the emotion of that. Because you just never know. You just never know how your smile can literally change someone's life. Depending on the day that they're having, you don't know. We don't know. So what am I doing here, Spirit? What else are we trying to figure out? You were moving on. You were moving on from this overbearing heartbreak that you've been in for so long. I am so happy for you, and at the same time I can feel how much baggage there's been. There's been bags and bags of burdens that you've been holding for so long, and you're finally ready to let them all go. Cloud or not, you're moving out of this. I do feel like, what do clouds do? They pass, It's very temporary. Yeah, just for confirmation, 10 of Wands. Now, what is this thing we have to balance? What is it, Spirit? What is it? Where are we at? 19? Ooh, yeah, it's at 920. That's very, very, getting a lot of romantic vibes, actually. You and this person. Who is this person? I just want to... Okay, if you're here and you're curious about who I was talking about, who is this person, Spirit? I want to see. Ooh, well, someone who's letting go. Oh, wow. Okay, that's really intense. Okay, I didn't mean to do all that, but dang. Okay. This person has been going through some loss, though. I mean, and I don't mean to laugh at all, but this person's kind of like, ah, you know what I mean? And they're just like, oh God, I kind of like hate that I had to do that, but then of course, there's these two cups still standing. Let yourself be held, though, collective. Let yourself be held. Let yourself be held in the commitment of your own success. Four of Wands. It was right on top. It was right on top. Or right below. Either one. Now it's on top. Okay, where are we going? Where are we going, Spirit? I don't know why. I'm seeing like a kaleidoscope or angels. Or I see a squirrel that's climbing from branch to branch. This is about believing in yourself. Believing in your pathway. Believing in your highest timeline. It's okay if you forget where you buried your nuts. Your seeds. It doesn't actually matter because they'll show you where they are. When they're ready to sprout, they'll grow. I think it was what, like 80%, if not more, of the time squirrels forget where their nuts are. Like that they buried in the dirt. And they're actually responsible for so much of the forest's growth. Isn't that beautiful? Like they're supposed to be that way. They're supposed to be a little forgetful. Draw down the moon. Ooh, and this is reminding me of the time I spent in Italy. I didn't even mention this before, but draw down the moon. It says the forest nymphs dance in sheer delight, singing soft songs. Find us in the wild good night. Mm-hmm. Literally, the day I pulled this card and did a reading there, I think I was in Bari, and I'll go ahead and put that in the cards. You'll see it. You'll just see that reading if you want to get into that. But literally that night, I was performing as a forest nymph. Like I shit you not. Like the drop we had in the back of our little scene was a bunch of trees in a forest, and we were nymphs. So if you're actually curious to see what that would even look like from an audience perspective a little bit, feel free to check out my Instagram. It's just anti-ono at anti-ono. Anyways, if you're curious, but if not, no worries. I mean, this is just total tangent, but in all seriousness, you are a delight, you are a dream. And in all playfulness, it is very okay to slip and fall. Because I don't know if that happened that night, but I definitely slipped and fell a few times. And if it wasn't for those raked stages, then it was just because I was slipping on my own shoes, you know, slipping on my own feet. So I want to blame the precipitation that was in the air, but Nine of Pentacles. You are so beautifully independent. You're able to pick yourself up. It doesn't matter how many times you fall, it matters how many times you pick yourself up and you try again. So, all right, I feel like I need to end this message. I feel like I just want to, yeah. Oh, aha! And I was curious about this card the other day and I didn't read it. Home, abundance, security. I think this is going to be a beautiful ending, collective. I think it's going to be a really beautiful ending. If this reading didn't make any sense to you at all, no worries. It didn't really make sense to me either. But did I have a good time being here with you? Abso-freaking-lutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. And that's why I come every single time. Okay. Okay. All right, Earth. An improbable blue droplet in the infiniteness of space. Earth is humanity's one precious home. The familiar ground beneath our feet holds unknowable mysteries at its burning heart. that it floats at the perfect distance from the sun to sustain life is a miracle. Security is treasuring, not taking for granted. Look outward to cherish what you already have. And it's on page 16, which is the number of the tower. And it just said, and I closed the book, but it just said, look out at what you have and be grateful. So observe. Don't feel guilty, don't feel bad. Don't. There's no reason to, really. You're being a human, others are being a human. Your smile impacts them in ways you couldn't even understand. And that's just the name of the game. Your big, bold vision is the thing that's going to heal the masses. Have faith in the process. And just ask yourself, how are you feeling? Check in with your well-being. And do the thing that you need to do in order to feel whole again. And if that's observing, if that's taking a drink of water, taking a deep breath, meditating, something, journaling, whatever, painting, please do it. And not only that, but feel free to share it without any judgment, because I know I would want to see it. That's for sure. So, okay, collective, thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next one. I love you so much.